Hey guys, you're tuning into Paul's Maths Labs today, and today we're going to be looking at the area of rectangle and square. Yeah, bring it on. Education empowering the people through YouTube. Okay, so anyway guys, let's get on with today's lesson. So we're going to learn how to calculate the area and the area of a rectangle and a square, okay? So I'm going to start very basic and simple. So I'm just going to do the shape for you. So this is a rectangle, okay? Now, if you can imagine all these squares inside, they should basically all be the same as each other. They should be the same size. I know it doesn't look like that there. It looks very different. But just imagine that they are all the same size and they are all basically 1 centimeter squares, okay? So 1 centimeter squares. So they're both 1 centimeter squares. 1 centimeter squares, 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 and 1 centimeter squares. Okay, so we basically want to calculate the area of this rectangle. Now, what does that mean? That basically means that the amount of space the inside area of the shape takes. Okay, so if we're going to start off very basic and very simple, you can easily just count how many squares they are in here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you can write down the area as 8 centimeter squared. Okay, and your units have to always been squared when talking about or when speaking about area. Okay, another way of looking at it is seeing how much we've gone across by our width times our height. Okay, now our width would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be 4 centimeters, and our height would actually be 1, 2, which would be 2 centimeters. Okay, now the area of a rectangle or square, so if you wanted to, you could times the height by the width, so the 2 centimeter times the 4 centimeter, and that will also give you, if you were to write down here, 2 centimeter times 4 centimeter will also give you 8 centimeter squared. Okay, now this is where the rule or the formula is for a rectangle or a square, guys, because the area or the formula for it can be given like area for this particular shape for a rectangle square is equal to the length or height times the width. Okay, the length by the width. Okay, so the length of the shape and the width of the shape, you basically times them by each other. Okay, so let's go on to a few more examples. So I'm just going to write our formula here. So area is equal to the length times the width. Okay, so let's look at some other rectangular shapes. So this one has, let's say, 3 centimeters and 5 centimeters. Let's have this one here. Oh, now this one is a long one. He's a naughty boy. Hey, 10 centimeters here and 2 centimeters there. And let's look at let's do just one more. Like that. So we've got 7 centimeters there, and let's have 3 centimeters there. Okay, so calculating the area of this one, basically the length times the width. So we've basically got 3 centimeters times 5 centimeters, which equals to 15 centimeter squared. Okay, now let's go on to this one. So this one's going to be 2 centimeters times 10 centimeters. Now it doesn't really matter the way how you multiply, the way around you multiply them, because you're multiplying them by each other, so it's going to give you the same answer anyway. So 2 times 10 is going to give you 20, and we're going to have centimeter squared. Okay, and the last one here we basically got 3 centimeters times 7 centimeters, and that's going to give you 21 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's the area that this shape takes in is 21 centimeters squared. The area that this shape takes in is 20 centimeters squared, and the area that this particular shape takes in is 15 centimeters squared. Okay, lovely. Now, just a quick one. Um, Sometimes the units may not necessarily be centimeters. I just want you guys to know that. So they may give you, they could give you, so they, uh, that was, that rectangle was a little bit suspect. So they could give you any units of measurements that they want. So they could give you, for example, this could be in inches. That could be 2 inches, and that could be 1 inches. You know, or they may draw another shape. And because they may give you a question in context. So, for example, um, this was meant to like, let's say this is basically like a. Oh, why does that come up? Let's say this is basically like a field. So they may obviously give it to you in yards. So let's say we got here, this is 5 yards, and then this is 20 yards, and they may ask you to calculate the area that the yard takes. So the area and basically all the space within it, what that takes. Okay, and that would be 5 times 20, 5 yards times 20 yards is equal to 100 yards squared. Okay. This one as well, so uh, 2 inches times 1 inch. Well, that's very simple. 2 inch times 1 inch. That will give you, and that's meant to be a 1. That will give you 2 inches squared. Okay. So I just wanted to clear that up. That sometimes it may not necessarily the units may not necessarily be in centimeters. They can give you anything that they want. They may even go further to give you a question such like this, where you have to do a little bit of interpretation, where you need to do a little bit of conversion, sorry. So they may give you a question like this. Well, the the rectangle won't be like that. Well, that's, I'm not even going to rub that out. That's just too bad. I should be able to do shapes in this, but I haven't learned it yet. So they may give you something that looks like this and say that this um, measurement is maybe 2 meters, and then this is 50 centimeters. So you need to decide what you need to do, because in order for you to times them, you need to make sure that the units are the same. The units have to be the same, or else you're going to mess up. So in this case, we could convert the 2 meters into centimeters, and 2 meters as centimeters is 200 centimeters. Okay, so we'll just basically have 200 centimeters times 50 centimeters, and this should equal to 10,000 centimeter squared. Okay. Okay, guys, well, that's lovely. I hope you've understood that today, calculating the area of rectangles, and I hope you've enjoyed that. So, again, let me just write down the formula there. So, the formula for the area of rectangle is equal to basically the length times the width. Yay! Okay, guys, beautiful. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for tuning in to Paul's Maths Lab.